one, there's no good answer, but everybody did a good job. The third question is entirely open-ended, and it's this. Which one of these is the biggest challenge facing East Knoxville? Why? And what would you do to improve it? Or is an item that I'm about to read off not on the list that you feel is the most important? And we've listed 4. Crime, illegal drug use, living wage employment, or general poverty. Ms. Harper.
Can you repeat those again?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. The 4 or the
Yes.
whole question?
No, the 4
Okay.
points. The
Crime.
4. Crime.
Illegal drug use, living wage employment, general poverty, or something else?
Honestly, I guess it's hard to pick one, but of course I'm gonna go with general poverty, because that is a direct, correlation to crime, drug use, and living wage employment. Those are results of why we have the poverty. We don't have livable wages, we have crime, and the reason why we have crime is because there is poverty, and we have lack of development, we have lack of investment, and we have lack of resources within our community that will allow us to grow. I live, I know he's mentioned he's an outsider looking in. I live in District 6, I work in District 6, I serve in District 6, and I just want District 6 to thrive at the end of the day. And with a 42% poverty rate, with a population of only, we make up 14% of the population in Knoxville, that's alarming, and that is concerning, and that is a reason why someone needs to step up, address the problem, provide resources. Let's provide resources to entrepreneurship. Let's look at our youth. We're having problems within our school. What can we do? Can we provide trades back into the schools? Can we work with the school board? A lot of those things people say, well, oh, we can't do that as a city. But we can definitely be an advocate. We can work alongside those other government entities to make sure that we are all thriving as a city together. I also wanted to mention, we talk about development here. Well, what kind of development, what kind of incentives can we provide to developers that want to put affordable housing? Let's say, hey, if you want to build a multifamily home, 1 to 2 bedroom for families to potentially own and not only rent, what types of incentives can we provide to those developers? So yes, I will have to go with general poverty, but of course, if we address the poverty, a lot of those other things will be reduced at the end of the day.
Thank you, Ms. Harper. Mr. Holt.
I'm not an outsider looking into the 6th district. I wouldn't be legally qualified to run in the 6th district should I not live in it, just for what it's worth. But, my answer to this is very simple. I've been outdoor knocking every single day, talking to residents in the community, and the number one thing I hear time and time again is crime and violence. If you look at the statistics we have going on right now, it's unprecedented. There's been more deadly shootings per capita in Knoxville in 2021 than there are in Chicago. KPD gets a call for a domestic violence dispute every 30 minutes. I've spoken with officers, and they have call logs some days where they have to treat it as if they're working in an emergency room, where they go based off priority, and they can't get the calls as soon as they would like. Now let's compare ourselves to Chattanooga. Chattanooga is a smaller city by population. They receive far fewer calls for police service, if they have 25% more officers in the city of Knoxville. Right now, we have over 50 vacancies for fully sworn officers in our city. And go back, we have this crime issue persisting. How can we, hope to properly address that when the biggest lever the city can pull, 500 employees of the 13 are the police force? If we don't have that fully staffed, fully adequate, we can't address this issue proactively. We need to work on recruiting good officers, retaining good officers, and making sure we have good people in the city to address this issue. And ultimately, why is this so important? This violence does not need to be going on. It's sad, it hurts our community, people are affected by it daily. But when we look at development and addressing poverty, addressing drug use, if we want to solve this, people want to live in a safe community. I talk to people who won't let their kids go to their parks right now. We want businesses to invest, and they're looking at a map of the city of Knoxville. You know where they're not going to go? To the most crime-ridden part of the city. We need to address that to encourage businesses to invest and bring jobs. And when we do those things, address these underlying factors, especially crime, we can bring jobs, we can development, and we can bring growth to East Knoxville, to the 6th District community.
Thank you, Mr. Holt. Ms. Klonaris.
Did you hear what Garrett just said?
Did you listen to what Garrett just said? He nailed it. He nailed it. Everything he just said is exactly right. We have a crime problem throughout all of Knoxville, but it's magnified in East Knoxville. We wonder why we don't have development. We wonder why we don't have clean streets. We wonder why people aren't moving here and why developers aren't coming here. It's because we have a crime issue. And let me tell you something. This hasn't just started in the last year. This has not started 3 years ago. This started 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it even started 25 years ago. Nobody has paid attention to East Knoxville for a very long time. It's a shame. I moved here when I was 12 years old. I'm Greek in heritage. And all the Greeks that immigrated to Knoxville, guess where they lived? Right here in East Knoxville. There's only one Greek-owned business left, and you all know which one it is, right there across from the fair site. All the Greeks moved out of East Knoxville. It's been going on for decades. It has to stop. We have a cultural issue in the leadership of our city, including our mayor, including our city council. This is not new. They've been dealing with this for 4 years, and it's gotten worse. It's time to make changes. It's time to have people stand up and take a bullet. I want to be that person for you guys. I'm here to help. Garrett is spot on with everything he said. We need to be stronger in our community, and our culture in Knoxville needs to excel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klonaris. Ms. Ryder?
Well, I think I heard a lot of problems, but I didn't hear any solutions. This city, let's talk about what our problems are. Crime, I'm not going to disagree that we have a crime problem. We know we've had some violence, we know we've had some shootings, but I'll tell you what's one of the root causes of a bunch of that is drug use, illegal drug use. But before I get to that, I want to also say permits of commercial requests are up 400%. We just talked a moment ago about how housing costs are rising here because everyone is moving here. So we know people are moving here. No one's not coming here. They're coming here. We also know that we've added over 900 jobs in the 4th district while I've been on city council with 3 different employers. So we have great employers coming here and locating here and choosing this place. So let's talk about illegal drug use, which is one of the things that's dragging us down. The city cannot fund the tab for everybody's drug rehab, and we have crime in our homeless camps and more homeless. We're asking our police force to manage people with drug problems, and that is more than we should be asking of them. I've talked to Metro Drug Coalition, and they are rolling out some new initiatives that the city is supporting and helping them fund drug recovery. The city also and the county and the state partner together for the behavioral health care unit. Also, when we start talking about stats about Chattanooga, let's remember that they still have Moccasin Bend for mental health care. The city of Knoxville does not have Lakeshore anymore. We lost that. We put people out on the streets to self-medicate with drugs and other things. So until we decide as a society that we're going to get real about drug use, maybe take the Medicaid expansion so people can have a way to pay for drug rehab, we're going to constantly be overwhelming our police officers and asking them to go out and take care of drug problems. That's the root cause of crime, home break-ins, the gang warfare that we're seeing. It's about crime. Our police force is working with Detroit because we're part of the drug run back and forth between Detroit. In terms of the number of police officers we have, they were just as low for years because we didn't have a police academy under previous leadership, and we are trying to turn that around currently right now.